today I'm doing a tier list of 3 Days Grace's latest album, which is Alienation. Now, this is meant to be an update of when I did every song by 3 Days Grace in a tier list. However, this album wasn't out at this point, so I decided I'm just going to continue it, and then I can sort of link it to that old video. Especially as I'm making videos again, and I'm planning on doing some other tier lists, I thought I should at least make this one up to date before I do anything else. So let's get straight into it. So first song on the album is Dominate. Now, this one I found kind of catchy. I mean, it's definitely not my favorite on the album. It's definitely a good song, and I definitely enjoy listening to it. However, it's not as good as some of the other ones on this list, so I'm going to put that in B. Now, just to clarify, no matter where I put them in on this list, I do enjoy all of these songs, but I'm sort of comparing them to each other and roughly to the old tier list where I compared every single song by them. Okay, so next one is Apologies. Now, this one had a much more sort of emotional feel to it, and I really did enjoy that, and I think the chorus felt a bit more catchy to me. I also really like the section where it's sort of an acoustic section into a chorus again. So for me, I have to put this one as my first A tier. Now, Mayday, I think this was the first song they released as both of them singing, which it's really great to see, by the way. I'm absolutely loving the fact that they're both singing together, because I do love all the eras of 3 Days Grace, both old and new singer. So for me, this is perfect that they've done an album together and they're continuing together. I love that. But Mayday, when I listen back to this, I forget how catchy I find this song. And honestly, every single time with that chorus, I sing along to it. And I've only heard it a few times because I've had a lot of other stuff I've needed to listen to for concerts and stuff. So the fact I'm instantly just singing along to it, and it's just a banger, to be honest. So this is definitely going to be my first S tier. Next is Kill Me Fast. Now, this one again brings back to more the emotional kind of feel that they have going, and honestly, this one I find super catchy as well. Like, again, I'm just singing along to the chorus. I really love this one as well. So this is also going to be an S tier for me. In Waves, keeping up with the emotional feel of this album. I really love the riff and lead to this one, and honestly, it's a really solid song. It's not quite as catchy as the ones in S tier, but I think it goes very well with Apologies. So that is going in A tier. Now, Alienation, I like this one. But for me, it's not as catchy. It doesn't have an emotional feel. It doesn't have anything hooking me in as much as the ones in A and S tier. I think it's probably about the same as Dominate in terms of how much I enjoy it. And don't get me wrong, it's still a good song, but compared to the others, I think this is a good B tier. Never Ordinary. Now, this has a really good, like, sort of mellowy section to it. Yeah, it's got those big open riffs into the chorus. Now, I think, again, this is another solid song, and I think this is definitely between the B and S tier, where I really enjoy it, but it's just not quite as catchy as those S tier ones. So solidly in the A. Okay, that took me a second, but I realised how bad that sounds. In the A tier. Now, Death Wish is a bit weird for me. I like the riff and the chorus of it, but it's sort of a weird middle ground between B and A tier. It's like, I think I prefer it to the other B tiers, but I prefer it less than the other A tier songs. Now, again, a good song. Because I prefer it less to those A tier songs, I think it has to go in B, but it's probably my favourite B tier one so far. And as I said, B tiers are still songs that I'm really enjoying. It's just not as much as those other ones. The problem is, when you've got a good album like this, is it's really hard to differentiate between some of them, because if you enjoy the whole album, it's hard to put ones lower than others. It's more difficult than you think. Don't Want to Go Home Tonight, again, keeping up with the emotional feel. Now, this one's got a really catchy chorus as well. Not really much more notes than that. Really enjoy it, so I'm going to slap it in A. The Power, again, a good song. Not find it as catchy as the ones in A tier. I think it sits around the B tier with the other ones in B tier. I enjoy it, but I don't find it as catchy or as gripping as the other ones. I've accidentally missed one, so it's slightly out of order. So In Cold Blood. Now, this one, when I first heard it, I didn't really like the intro. I thought it sounded a bit odd, and I thought a bit clunky. But going into that chorus, I think it actually suits it really well, and I do really enjoy it now. I do find that chorus quite catchy as well, so I think that one's going to go in A tier, but previously that could have been a C tier if it had continued just with how I thought the intro was going to make it sound. And our last song of the album, Another Relapse. Now this one is, I think, another sort of border between A and B tier, but I think because I slightly prefer it to Death Wish, which was the other one that was sort of bordering, I believe, then I'm going to put this one in A, because I think it slightly beats it out for me. This is how I would rate the album from S to D tier. I don't think any of them are C or D tier. I would very much happily listen to every song on this album, and I do enjoy all of them. The S tier ones, absolute bangers. I love singing along to them. The A tiers, really enjoy as well, sing along to them as well. But yeah, of course, this is personal opinion, and this is how I'd rate them. So I'm interested to see how you lot would rate them. So let me know in the comments if you would have rated any of these differently to how I have. But thank you for watching, everyone. If you want to see more content like this and tier lists for other bands that I have coming up, or just random rock and metal related videos, then make sure to subscribe. But otherwise, I'll see all of you in the next one.